What is going on, guys? Ruddernet44 back with you again for another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. Now, if this airport looks familiar to you, it should, especially if you watched my last video, because this is Larson Bay Airport on Kodiak Island, Alaska. Now, in the last video, I said that I wanted to come back out to this area and take a look at some landing strips, or some potential landing areas that we could land a bush plane at. Well, since we're kind of testing the waters today, I figured I would bring the most, what I consider to probably be the most STOL of all the STOL aircraft in the current fleet. Now, this is the Shock Ultra Cub. It comes with the Deluxe Premium package, and you might have noticed the title of this video. Well, in just a few moments, I'll show you why. And yeah, that's no lie. This thing, it might as well be a helicopter. It's just that STOL of a STOL aircraft. So anyways, let's get on down there. Let's break off here. Let's put this thing through its paces, shall we? Let's go. So it has been several months now since I've flown this aircraft. In fact, it's probably been longer than that. It's probably been once the sim. Man, I haven't flown this aircraft since really probably the first month of the sim being out. So it's been over a year now, right? I think that's right. Yeah, so it's been a long time since I've flown this aircraft. So with that said, let's start off with something easy. Let's make sure I can still fly this aircraft. I have no idea what the wind is doing right now. There are some decent sized waves down there. So I'm guessing that we got some decent wind. Probably 5 or 10 knots of wind, I would say. We're going to try to land on this island over here. And we're well within... Let's see here. Let's see if we can kind of see which way the waves are. It's hard to tell when you're moving. Yeah, we're just going to chance it. We'll just kind of let it weather vane here. It kind of wants to hook around like this. So we'll let it feel out. My golly, are we going slow? We definitely got ourselves a nice little headwind here. So we're just going to ride her on down. A little bump here, just a... We landed on the side of the hill. Uh-oh. That ain't good. Okay, we'll just cut that part out. No, we're gonna keep that. Oh man. All right. Yeah, so mistake there on my part. I should have kept it rolling. I should not have stopped on the side of the hill, because as soon as the wind caught that with the flaps down, it was all over. But anyways, let's get going here. How about a little bit of an uphill takeoff? Not that it's gonna matter much in this aircraft. Let's rip in the flaps here. Put them back down. We'll accelerate on out into the wind here. Alright, so we definitely have a headwind. I'm not sure how strong of a headwind, but yeah, it's going to help us land a lot slower today. That's for sure. And we're going to see if we can have, well, maybe let's try for like a 1 foot landing. If we can make a 0 foot landing, I will be really impressed. Which, you know, I think it may just be possible with how the wind's going today. Now, while we're here, I'm going to put down some flaps. kind of go over to the airport here. I want to see if I can find a windsock here. Let's kind of ride full flaps all the way over here. We are going to have a tailwind going down the runway here. Where is the runway? There's the runway. I don't remember if there's a windsock here or not. Or maybe one over by the ramp. So let's take a look. Hey, look, there's a grizzly bear down there. Just hover along here. Yeah, there we go. There's a windsock. And it actually says, so it's... I may be wrong. I think that windsock's backwards, because it says we should have a tailwind right now. But if I kind of go over this way and point our nose into what the wind should be... Whoop, we stall. Okay, let's try that test again, shall we? Okay, so we should be in the wind right now. Oh, that was a close call. Yeah, so we're pretty much in a hover here. I'm not even going to mess with my view right now because, oh boy. Yeah, we ain't going to make this one. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Okay, that's enough screwing around. Let's get out of here before we kill ourselves again for the third time. So yeah, that windsock is definitely wrong. It is definitely the wrong direction, because we would have not been able to maintain that hover if we had a tailwind like that. And man, it is bumpy. It is really bumpy. Anyways, we're going to take a little cruise down the coast here. Go check out a couple of the locations that we had stopped at or looked at when we were flying the R-44. So in order not to bore you with this flight, because it is going to take a few minutes to get there, I've already actually been flying for, it's probably been about 5 or 6 minutes up to this point since I left the airport. There's probably another 10 or 15 to go. We're just going to go ahead and fast forward here. We'll put on a little bit of a time lapse, and yeah, we'll get down there quickly. So I don't have to sit here and drone on talking for another 10 minutes. Alright, here we are. We made it to the beach. I'm going to start our descent down here. I don't remember that tree there on the beach being there last time. Maybe it was. Maybe I just didn't pay close enough attention. But we're going to see here. We're going to do a little bit of a mock approach, and I don't know if it's going to be maybe better to approach from the other side. Yeah. Yeah, so we're still getting pushed that way. So we'll give her full power here, turn us into the wind, bring our flaps out slowly so we don't stall. And we're going to approach from the other side, just because that's going to give us a better angle with the wind. Just go ahead and rip all those flaps in there. And we're going to come right around the backside here. we're just going to put her down right on the beach. And no matter how we land, we should have more than enough runway. We'll find out. But we should, in theory, have more than enough runway. As long as I don't do something stupid and screw it all up. Which, you know, no promises. We're almost riding stall. Not quite. Getting very close. A little bit of up trim, and we should be able to chop the throttle right there. And that was a pretty short landing. All right, but the journey's not over. We still have to take off, and we're gonna start off flaps 1, hold the brakes, and go full throttle. We're still pointing into the wind. We're just gonna push our nose over here, let the brakes go, keep the tail up, and we'll rip in the flaps. And there you go. Before you know it, we're off the beach. Alright, let's go find someplace else to land, shall we? Now, if you'll remember from the last video, there's another island over here. There's a part of the island that I said looked like the terrain was a little rough. But I also said it looked like it was doable. Well, let's find out if it's doable. We're here. We got the right tool for the job. We just need to make it happen. Luckily, it's a short flight away. I don't think... So this looked pretty crummy last time we were here. And I don't think this is landable. Well, yeah, that may be landable, actually. And I may just be stupid enough to try it. Anyways, zooming around here. This is the only time this bush plane will look fast. And this was the island I was looking at right here. And there's another beach we can land on. We're just going to land on all of the beaches today. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that'll be fine. I have more than enough confidence that I can make that landing happen. That island is pretty much like landing a Piper Cub at JFK. There's more than enough runway. Not really. But, yeah. Yeah, we can make it happen. We're going to make it happen. We're going to land on a lot of these islands here. I can see it now. But first and foremost, we're going to try that little spot that I really probably shouldn't try. So let's go ahead and get some flaps coming in here. We'll slowed way up. Kind of let the plane weather vane, see what the wind wants it to do. Looks like we're going to stop right about there. So we'll kind of hold her here. Try not to get too slow. And we are getting kind of low to the water here. Kind of slow too. Gonna hit up trim a little bit here. And off the throttle. Oh yeah. Perfect. The tail is still in the water a little bit, but hey, technically we are on the shoreline. So flaps come up. We'll set one more notch, and, well, we're just going to take off from this position. We should have enough runway here. We'll find out if we don't. Oh, yeah. As I said in the beginning, it might as well be a helicopter. It's just that good. Let's swing on around here. Let's take a look at another one of the islands. Because there's plenty of places to land here, and we're going to hit them all. Target in sight. as we turn into the wind here, the aircraft's going to automatically start to slow down. I don't even have any flaps in yet and we're going slow. But we're going to start putting our flaps in. Got full flaps and we're heading for this small island right here. And as we're coming in here, we're just keeping her straight and level. Keeping an eye on the rudder, making sure that we don't end up stalling the wingtip. And using our throttle to help maintain our altitude on our approach. Then as we come up to the shoreline, right about here, just chop the throttle, let the shocks do the rest of the work. And there you have it. Tail is more so in the water this time. Put the main gears on it. So, yeah, we could have been a little farther forward. And I'm so confident in this takeoff, I'm not even going to use brakes. And I'm not even going to use more than one notch of flaps. Oh man, this plane is so much fun. Alright, on to the next. So for this landing, we're going to try something a little different here. We're going to make a very short approach into this island that I was talking about, because we should have enough runway to land here. Land on this island. We're going to take back off again, and then we're going to set it down on that beach on the other side of the island, just because we can. And I'm going to aim for the top of this hill, just to make sure we have enough room. Get our nose, or our altitude down a little bit here. A little bit of throttle there on final. We're gonna go for a full flap takeoff on this one. Power back up, get our nose kind of pointed back into the wind, and just like that, we lift off. Just heading for the beach here, and we'll just let the shocks do the job. There we go. From the hill to the beach, all in the same flap setting. We go flaps 2, get the tail up, and let her go. Flaps 3 and rip her off. Like clockwork. Alright, let's go find someplace more challenging to land, shall we? I got an idea. Got ourselves a nice little point picked out here. And we have plenty of room on the point as well, so we'll probably not use that much runway. I imagine we'll probably only use from about the shoreline to maybe where the grass starts. I don't know, we'll find out here in a second. Maybe try for a little bit of a wheel drag in the water. Nice little touch there, and we roll right onto the land. And won't you look at that, we didn't even need to use the brakes on that landing. We had more than enough room left over. And you know what, while we're here, there's this point right here. It looks like a nice spot to land, so let's land there. Keep a nice little steady rate of descent coming in here. And we'll drop her right in. A little too much power there at the end, but I'll take it. Pop her off there before we hit the water. And be on our way. Just go ahead and put on the brakes. You see, helicopters and F-14 pilots aren't the only one who can put on the brakes. I also can put on the brakes. If I need to. Or if I want to. And in this case, it's just I wanted to. And before we tip, get the flaps up. So I'm going to go ahead and take off here. Oh, wait, there's a point there. Oh, it would be a shame if we didn't land on it, huh? I guess we should probably, I don't know, land on it. Well, that's the only excuse I ever needed. Well, once again, let's spin her back up, get her popped back up in there, and let's find someplace else to land. I have way too much fun with this airplane. I gotta start flying this more. It's almost like cheating, though. It's almost like cheating. In a way, I feel like if you put this aircraft and a helicopter into a STOL competition, I just feel like this aircraft would feel more like cheating than the helicopter would. You get what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like, God, there's some things you can do in it that I'm not even comfortable doing in a helicopter. I'm sure you could do it in a helicopter. Would I do it? No, probably not. I'd probably freaking kill myself. But this aircraft is like, okay, let's see. Let's come around the bank here. Let's see. Where do we want to land? Where do we want to land? Oh, let's just put it in that field right there. Just slam the flaps down. Kick the tail here so we get slowed up. Got a little bit of a cliff there, but who cares? Cliffs have never hurt anybody. And we'll just put her on in here. And we'll stop right before the trees. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. It is that stupid simple. You want to take off? Okay. We'll just spin her around here. Give her some full throttle. Let's full send her over the cliff. We'll ride the stall there. We'll get the flaps out. And there we go, we're flying again. Now, obviously, I could have demonstrated that a lot better. That was a horrible takeoff. That was botched. I'm really surprised I did not crash. Oh, man. Let's see, where else? Where else? So we need to, I have a feeling I need to make a snap decision, right? So I need to land someplace, and I need to land someplace right now. So can we do it? Can we make it happen? Nope. Okay, so maybe that wasn't the best decision. But you know what? Every time I fly this aircraft, I just get a sudden urge to make a snap decision. And, well, I guess that one didn't work in my favor. You can land that fast. You can literally land that quickly. That it's just like, oh, let's make a snap decision on where to land. Like, oh, I'm passing this point. Oh, let's make a little bit of a snap decision here. Let's just land on that point, shall we? We'll just bring in the flaps. We'll hook her around here, ride the stall horn all the way down. Try not to crash into the trees. Get the rudder little luck wiggle here. We'll deal with that little lag spike. It's not going to stop us. All the way off the throttle, and we just bring her in for a nice little glide-on landing. Snap decisions. This is the aircraft to make 'em, man. It's just like that. I want to take back off. Well, we'll just give her throttle, throw in the flaps, and before we know it, we're back cruising across the water at 20 miles an hour. I probably shouldn't land there. But, you know, what's one more bad decision? I'm not gonna lie, out of all the landing spots we picked today, this is definitely the most stupid. Just watching our airspeed, feeling the airplane out. This is not a good spot to land. I should not be landing here. But we're going to do it. Do it for science. And actually, I'm way short. I should have been way farther forward. I'm actually in the water at the edge of the shoreline. We'll just get her popped on up here. And we're going to need every little bit of this area to take off. Alright, on this one we're going to go for flaps 2. And we are going to hold the brakes, which we don't need to. Clip a couple of trees probably on the way out. We actually might have missed those. And we'll get the flaps all the way out, get our speed up here, and there you have it. Let's see, I think we have time for one more landing here. Let's try to find someplace else completely random and probably very dangerous to land at. Someplace I would not land in real life, ever. Under any circumstances. Someplace just so mediocrely stupid that I would never land there. Let's see here. What do we got? What do we got along the shoreline? Give me something. Give me anything. What do we got? What do we got? Shoreline. Beach. Boring. Boring. So boring. Slightly uphill beach? That may work. Is it a good idea? No. Am I doing it? Yep. Am I going to regret it? Maybe. Let's use a little bit of water there to help us stop. Water assisted landing is what we call that. Alright, now the tricky part here is taking off again. But lucky for us, if we can get up this hill just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just enough so that we can kind of get sideways. And then we punch it. We can let gravity help us. And we get going again. And technically that was even with the tailwind. So, I'll take it. We're no longer flying close to the edge on this video. We're flying greatly over the edge. We're so far over the edge, we're not even in the envelope anymore. We are the envelope. Snap decision. Alright kids, we're here. Unload the tent. And just like that, we went camping. This video has been a lot of fun. I need to start bringing this plane out more. I'm gonna have to, maybe we'll start a series here. I don't know what to call the series yet. Places you shouldn't land. No, that one doesn't really work. I don't know. We'll think of something. Irregardless, we're going to start up a new series, I think, on this. We're just going to find the most ridiculous places to land. Places that you should not even be able to land a single engine plane. And then we're going to land there. Because we can. And we don't even need a helicopter to do it. Just me, my trusty joystick, and a very, very slow STOL aircraft. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, lay your mouse on down on that there like button. If you're feeling extra generous, navigate on over to the share button and kindly point it in the right direction as well. But most importantly, leave me a comment down below. Have some fun backcountry airstrips or flying locations? Maybe you got a challenge for me. Let me know. Oh yeah, and there's also the subscribe button. 95% of people don't end up clicking that for some reason, but, you know, maybe you want to be part of the 5% that does. It is just a suggestion after all. Anyways, guys, thanks for following along, and we'll see you in the next video. RotorNut44, over and out.